Hello Habibti, كيف انت? Hello my friend, how are you doing? And welcome to this Maltese language lesson where I will be taking you through the numbers 11 to 100 in Maltese. If you haven't already, I'd highly advise you watch one of my previous lessons, which is all about the numbers from 0 to 10 in Maltese, as that will significantly help you with this lesson. Nonetheless, let's start counting. So what you're going to notice is that from the numbers 11 to 19, it might seem a little tricky. But then as you get into the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, and so on, it starts to get easier and you'll start to notice more of a pattern. So make sure you don't get discouraged early on, as once you get past this tricky part, the pattern will make things much easier. So with that being said, let's first take a look at how to say the number 11. To say this in Maltese, we say hdash, hdash, hdash. Next we have the number 12. Tnash, tnash, tnash. Number 13. Tletash, tletash, tletash. Number 14. Erbatash, erbatash, erbatash. Chmistash, chmistash, chmistash. Sitash, sitash, sitash. Zbatash, zbatash, zbatash. Tmintash, tmintash, tmintash. And by the way, if you want to pronounce these words even better, you should go to the description right now where you can download a free ebook that I created for you, which contains the most popular Maltese words, as this will help you get a feel for the Maltese pronunciation patterns. Anyway, let's continue with the numbers. Dzatash, dzatash, dzatash. And for number 20, we have oshrin, oshrin. Oshrin. Now, if you've already watched my numbers video that counts from the numbers 0 to 10 in Maltese, you might have already recognised a bit of a pattern from the numbers 11 to 20. And if you haven't noticed the pattern, don't worry, because I'm going to show it to you now. So first of all, the numbers in the table on the right here, from 11 to 19, you can see how all of them end in the letters ash, right? And the reason for this is because these letters are taken from the word ashra down here, which of course means the number 10. And then the remaining letters in front of these two, you should be able to recognize a little bit how they are similar to the letters used for the numbers in the corresponding table on the left here. So for example, the t and n in tnash can also be seen in Tnain. Similarly, the d and esse in dzatash can also be seen in disa. Let's look at one more example. The t and m in tmintash can also be seen all the way across. If we go across parallel like this, it can be seen in tmienia. And this happens all the way throughout these two tables. You can almost see them like this, right? Tmintash is 10 plus 8, which of course equals 18, right? And then we have the same thing here for the number 14. We have ash, which stands for the number 10, as we have taken it from ashra down here. And then we have erba, which stands for the number 4, which we have literally taken from erba over here. And what does 10 plus 4 equal? That's right, it equals 14. So do you see where I'm going with this? Obviously I know it's a lot to take in when you're seeing it for the first time, but Maltese is just one of those languages that is a bit tricky at times, so please go easy on yourself. But whenever there are patterns like this, even if they're not completely easy to see, it's worth knowing about them. And by the way, I'd really suggest watching this video again, if you need to, by the way, as this will really help you to understand even better. Anyway, let's talk about the only number in this table that we haven't discussed yet, which of course is oshrin, meaning the number 20. Hopefully you can already see its similarities to the Maltese word for the number 10, which of course is ashra. And the reason for why these two words sound and look so similar is because oshrin is literally just the plural of ashra. Now, before I tell you how to say the numbers 21, 22, 23, 24, etc., etc., let me first go over the multiples of 10, as this will make understanding the rest much, much easier. And when I do this, just pay attention to the beginning of the words, as they will all sound very similar to the numbers you've already heard. So, to say the number 30, we say tletin, tletin, tletin. And what number sounds a bit like this? Well, the number 3 is tlieta, and the number 13 is tletash, as we just learned. Now to say the number 40, we say erbain, erbain, erbain. Number 50 is hamsin, 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 sittin, sittin, sittin. Sebain, 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 tmenin, 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 design, 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 mia, mia, mia. And now that we have been through the multiples of 10, I can explain how to say the remainder of the numbers. And to do that, I just want to talk about the English way of saying them. So notice how we say 21, 22, 23. In Maltese, we actually say it the opposite way around. 21, for example, becomes 1 and 20, which in Maltese is wiehet u oshrin. Similarly, for the number 22, in Maltese, we say 2 and 20, which is tnein u oshrin. And just in case you haven't realised, by the way, the Maltese word u, right here, means and in English. And this pattern that I've just taught you happens all the way throughout the 20s, as you're about to hear. So we have 23 as tlieta u oshrin. For 24, erba u oshrin. 25, hamsa u oshrin. Sitta u oshrin. Seba u oshrin. Tmienia u oshrin. Disa u oshrin. But what happens when you want to say the numbers in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s and so on? Well, actually, it's really fascinating and it might surprise you. And in fact, students in my online Maltese language course, like Natalie, for example, often tell me how Maltese becomes so much easier when you start recognizing patterns in the numbers and the language structure. And this is exactly why this is one of the things that I focus on in the course. I want to help learners get comfortable with these patterns so they can build a strong foundation in Maltese. And obviously, if you want to be a part of this and join the course yourself, you can do so by clicking the link in the description below. Anyway, to say the numbers in the 30s and the 40s and so on, you literally just copy the exact same pattern as what you did for the 20s. Notice how for the 20s each number ended in the Maltese word oshrin. Well, for the 30s, each number has to end in the Maltese word tletin, which of course is the word for 30, as we just learned. So to say 31 instead of 21, you can simply remove oshrin and replace it with tletin. So to say 31, we say wiehet u tletin. For 32, it's tnein u tletin. 33 is tlieta u tletin. And then here are the rest. Erba u tletin, hamsa u tletin, sitta u tletin, seba u tletin, tmienia u tletin, disa u tletin. Similarly, to say 45 instead of 25, you can simply remove oshrin and replace it with erbain. So to say 45, we say hamsa u erbain. To say 46, we say sitta u erbain. And then this exact same pattern applies all the way throughout the 40s and the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and all the way up to 100. And just to remind you, to say 100 in Maltese, we say mia, mia. Now, let's do a quick test. Let me know in Maltese what the numbers on the screen are right now. Just make a comment below this video, but no cheating. Don't read other people's responses until you've written yours. I really look forward to seeing your answers. Thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Narak dalwat. See you soon.